Many old cultures talk about a mysterious idea called the waters of the deep. It's like a big, dark, empty space full of possibilities, waiting to become real things. In Taoism, it's like a never-ending river of energy that never runs out. You can take from it, and it fills right back up. The Christian Bible has a similar idea, saying that before the world existed, it was empty, dark, and formless. This video is very important. It goes deeper than any self-improvement trick. It's about understanding reality itself, the powers that shape it, and how you create your own life. It's not just an idea, but something real you can use, based on old wisdom and new science. But to really understand, you need to watch the whole thing. These waters are more than just a pretty picture. Across many cultures, they stand for the basic unformed stuff of existence, the source of everything. Gnosticism calls it the pleroma, a total fullness of every possibility, just waiting for a thought to make it real. Alchemy has the prima materia, the basic stuff that can be changed into anything with the right know. How and focus. Hermeticism also has a similar idea. The universe contains hidden wisdom within a quiet, empty space that can only be accessed by an enlightened mind. Many spiritual traditions teach that beneath the world we see is a vast ocean of possibility, a limitless wellspring that pours into reality through our awareness and purpose. To grasp how we affect reality, we must examine a remarkable finding in modern science, the double-slit experiment. This well-known quantum physics experiment demonstrates something significant about how our focus, the very act of looking, alters what is real. In the experiment, scientists sent tiny bits of matter, like electrons, through two openings and watched what happened. When they didn't directly watch the particles, they acted like waves, making a pattern of potential outcomes, similar to ripples in a pond. However, as soon as the scientists observed or measured the particles, everything shifted. The wave of possibilities shrunk into a single, definite result. The particles suddenly behaved like small, solid specks instead of spread out waves of potential. This is called wave function collapse, and it suggests something amazing. Reality, at its heart, exists as a collection of possibilities until we concentrate on it. It's as if the universe waits for us to choose what is real. Imagine reality as a blank canvas with countless possibilities, waiting for us to bring it into clear view with our conscious awareness. Put simply, this experiment shows that observation isn't just a passive activity. Our conscious mind plays a role in shaping reality. Looking closely plays a big part in making the world. Old ways of thinking, like Hermeticism, talk about this. They say that what's up there is like what's down here, meaning the world around us shows what's inside our minds. The Gnostics, another old group, believed that a first thought makes things real from confusion, like how tiny bits appear from waves when we look at them. The double-slit experiment is important, but it's just the beginning of understanding how we make the universe. If our attention can change something as small as a tiny bit, imagine what it can do to the bigger world. This suggests that all the time, whether we know it or not, we are making our lives by what we pay attention to. And that attention can make our hopes and wishes real. Now that we see how thinking shapes reality, let's look closer at old wisdom that tells us how to use this power. Hermeticism, a very old teaching from Hermes Trismegistus, gives us rules that can change how we see things. These hermetic laws show how the universe works, and if we follow them, we can make things happen more clearly and with a better reason. A famous hermetic rule is as above, so below, as within, so without. This means the outside world shows our inside feelings, and the other way around. If we want to change the world outside, we have to change inside first. This idea matches the double slit experiment we talked about. Our thoughts and attention are very important. What we focus on inside us shapes what happens in the world outside us. This relates to the idea that everything is always moving and shaking. These tiny movements make up what looks like solid stuff. Our feelings and ideas also vibrate and affect what we bring into our lives. If we have good thoughts, are thankful, and feel love, our vibrations get higher and we get better results, like finding the right radio station. Then there's the idea that everything is mind. The universe is basically a thought created and shaped by everyone's minds together. This is why focused thinking is important. Our minds are like little universes sending out thoughts and changing the world around us. When we think with purpose, we really do change how things exist. Another important idea is that everything is connected. Small changes we make in our own lives can create bigger changes in the world. This is like a big, connected field where each part affects the whole. Lastly, nothing happens randomly. Every action, thought, and feeling creates a matching result. This is the basis of karma and making things happen. To get good results, we must start with good intentions and actions. Each choice we make starts something new, shaping our future. Outcomes we experience together. These hermetic laws don't just explain the mechanics of reality. They empower us. They show us that when we work in harmony with these principles, we become active participants in the universe, directing the energy around us, instead of being at its mercy. So, how can we begin applying these principles to manifest what we desire? The answer lies in conscious alignment. Understanding these laws and aligning our thoughts, feelings, and actions accordingly will explore exactly how to do this as we continue, so we can. Move from understanding to truly embodying the art of manifestation at the heart of every great spiritual teaching and modern understanding of reality lies one fundamental question: what is consciousness? And perhaps more importantly, what role does it play in shaping the universe around us to truly manifest the life we desire? We must first understand the nature of consciousness and the role of the self in the grand desire. In Neoplatonic thought, consciousness is seen as the animus mundi, or the world's soul, a universal mind that connects everything. It's the creative force that breathes life into the universe, expressing itself through every individual being. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's a reminder that each of us is connected to something infinitely larger. We're like individual waves within an endless ocean, and yet each wave contains the essence of that entire ocean. In Hermeticism, this connection is reflected in the concept of the inner circle, which represents the soul or the self surrounding it, is the outer circle, the greater universe, the source of all potential. These circles are one and the same, showing us that what we seek outside of ourselves already exists within our consciousness, bridges this inner and outer reality, making us both the observer and the creator. But to access this creative power, we must go inward and understand the nature of the self. Think of the self as an artist, holding a brush with the potential to paint any picture it desires to bring that vision to life. The artist must first know themselves, their tools, and their intentions. When we understand that our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are these tools, we gain the power to shape reality with intention. This is where the process of self-reflection, or gnosis, comes in Gnosticism. Gnosis means knowledge, specifically self. Knowledge. Through deep self-awareness, we become attuned to our thoughts and emotions, and we realize that we are not merely our minds or our bodies. Instead, we are the conscious beings behind these experiences, with the power to direct them. Meditative practices can help us reach this state by observing our thoughts without identifying with them. We start to see patterns in how we think and feel. We understand that we're not just products of our thoughts. We are the awareness beneath them, choosing which thoughts to nurture and which to release as we align with this deeper sense of self. We begin to shift from being passive receivers of life's experiences to active creators of them. When we embrace our consciousness as a creative force, the potential for manifestation becomes limitless. We stop seeing ourselves as separate from the world around us and start to recognize that everything we see, feel, and experience is deeply interconnected. The separation dissolves, and with it so does the illusion that life just happens to us. This journey of self-awareness and self-mastery is the foundation of manifestation. By understanding and aligning with the true self, the observer, the creator, we can begin to consciously shape reality in ways that reflect our highest intentions. In the next section, we'll explore how this inner alignment paves the way for manifesting change in the external world, bringing our vision from thought to reality. To understand how reality takes shape, we need to look at two powerful forces that are all around us. Light and sound, both of these aren't just physical phenomena. They're carriers of information and energy that connect us to the deepest layers of existence. Let's start with light. In both science and spirituality, light is seen as the essence of creation. Physically, light is made up of photons, but it doesn't behave like a simple particle or a wave. It exists as both carrying potential. Until observed, this ties directly into what we've seen with wave function collapse, where light takes on a specific form only when it meets conscious observation. Ancient teachings knew this truth as well, describing light as divine energy, the messenger that connects the heavens and the earth. In many spiritual traditions, light is associated with knowledge and awakening. When we talk about someone being enlightened, we're referring to a state of awareness that comes from within, a state where they are in tune with the deeper truths of existence. In the same way, when we become aware of the light within ourselves, our true essence, we begin to see reality with greater clarity, recognizing our role as co-creators of the world around us. Sound, too, is much more than it seems. At its core, sound is vibration, a frequency that moves through space. It's invisible, but its effects are deeply felt, just like light. Ancient cultures understood this, often describing the universe as being spoken or sung into existence. In the Bible, for example, creation begins with the word. Words, let there be light. In Hinduism, the primordial sound is said to be the vibration that set the universe into motion. Modern science shows us that sound can physically change matter through resonance somatics. The study of visible sound vibrations demonstrates how certain frequencies can form complex symmetrical patterns in materials like sand or water. This isn't just a scientific curiosity. It's a glimpse into how sound, like light, can organize reality, shaping the formless. So why does this matter? When we speak, think, or even feel, we are generating vibrations. Just like light and sound, our thoughts and emotions emit frequencies that resonate with the world around us, attracting experiences that match their vibration. By becoming aware of the frequency we're putting out, we can begin to consciously align ourselves with the outcomes we desire, tuning our inner vibration to match the life we want to create. Light and sound remind us that reality isn't just physical, it's vibrational. The more we understand and work with these forces, the more we can align ourselves with the energy we want to bring into our lives. In the next section, we'll explore how this understanding of vibrational reality can be used to manifest change on both personal and collective levels, turning intention into reality. Some of the Most groundbreaking discoveries in science have come from thinkers who weren't afraid to explore ideas on the edge, the so-called fringe, where science meets spirituality. Figures like Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, and more recently Rupert Sheldrake dared to ask questions that crossed boundaries, blending curiosity with an openness to the unknown. Tesla famously said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." These words resonate deeply with what ancient spiritual traditions have been, teaching for centuries that the fabric of reality is fundamentally energetic, made of vibrations that we interact with every day. Tesla's pioneering work in electricity and energy was driven by this insight, and it led him to ideas that seemed almost magical in his time. Another example is Leonardo da Vinci, who didn't limit himself to one field, but explored art, science, anatomy, and mysticism together. For him, nature was a living text, rich with interconnected patterns that mirrored the divine. His studies bridged science and spirituality, challenging the rigid beliefs of his day and leaving a legacy of innovation and insight. More recently, scientists like Rupert Sheldrake have studied the interconnectedness of living organisms, proposing theories like morphic resonance, which suggests that all forms of life are connected by a collective memory that influences growth and behavior. This concept of a shared energetic field isn't just scientific speculation. It echoes the Hermetic principle of correspondence, the idea that all things are interconnected and changes on one level can ripple across all others. What's remarkable is how these forward-thinking scientists arrived at conclusions that align with ancient wisdom, teachings that go back thousands of years. Any spiritual texts, from the Vedas to Hermetic writings, suggest that the universe is a web of relationships, a living system where consciousness, energy, and matter are intertwined. In today's world, however, science and spirituality are often kept separate, almost as if they're two entirely different languages. But when we bring them together, we see a bigger picture. Spirituality offers a heart, sea-centered experiential understanding of life's mysteries, while science gives us the tools to observe, measure, and explain. Each fills in gaps left by the other, providing a fuller view of our reality and the forces that shape it. So what happens when we allow these two perspectives to meet? We gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. In the universe, we open up to new ways of thinking that honor both intuition and logic, mystery and discovery. In the next section, we'll dive into how these insights and empower us to align with the universal principles at play, helping us use our awareness to shape our lives with purpose and intention. Our journey into manifestation wouldn't be complete without exploring one of the most powerful tools we have: the mind. Throughout history, spiritual and philosophical traditions have recognized the mind as the primary creative force behind all of existence. In Hermeticism, this is known as the law of mentalism, which states the all is mind. This principle tells us that the universe itself is a mental construct, one shaped by thought, awareness, and consciousness. In Gnosticism, the concept of nous, or the creative mind, reflects this same truth. Nous, often described as the divine spark, with us, is what allows us to perceive, imagine, and bring things into form. This creative mind isn't just about personal desires. It's the part of us that connects with a higher intelligence, the universal mind that holds the potential for all existence. When we align our personal mind with this universal mind, we become channels for bringing higher intentions into reality. But the power of the mind comes with responsibility. Our thoughts don't just influence us, they influence everything. When we focus on positive, uplifting ideas, we raise our vibration, attracting experiences that match that energy. But if we dwell on negativity or fear, we create barriers, shaping a reality that reflects those limitations. By mastering our thoughts, we become mastering our thoughts. we become masters of our reality. This is why mindfulness and self-awareness are essential to manifestation. When we observe our thoughts without judgment, we begin to see patterns and identify beliefs that no longer serve us through practice. We learn to let go of limiting ideas and replace them with thoughts that align with our highest intentions. Understanding the mind as a creative force is empowering. It means that change is always within our reach, no matter the circumstances. By consciously choosing our thoughts and focusing our intentions, we can align ourselves with the life we want to create in the next section. We'll explore how to harness this awareness to direct our energy toward intentional manifestation so we can actively participate in shaping our world. At the core of every spiritual teaching is a simple truth that we hold the answers within ourselves. This inner wisdom, often referred to as the inner guru, is the guiding force that connects us to the universal source of knowledge, insight, and creation. When we learn to tune into this inner voice, we realize that we're not just participants in life. We're active creators deeply connected to the universe. The concept of the universe, the concept of the inner good guru, teaches us to look within for guidance rather than seeking validation or answers solely from the external world. This doesn't mean isolating ourselves. It means recognizing that the same universal wisdom that created the stars, the earth, and all living things also flows through us. When we silence the noise of the outside world and listen, we tap into this boundless well of intuition, creativity, and purpose. In spiritual traditions from Buddhism to Hermeticism, there's a common theme: to know the self is to know the universe. When we truly understand our inner world, we begin to see how it's connected to everything around us. We are not separate from the universal consciousness. We are expressions of it. This connection to the A is what empowers us to manifest change in our lives and the world. When we embrace this universal connection, manifestation becomes a natural extension of our awareness. We're no longer trying to force outcomes. We're co-creating with the universe, flowing in harmony with the energy that binds all things. This is the key to true manifestation, not manipulating reality, but aligning ourselves with it, trusting that as we move inward, the universe moves with us. In closing, as we come to know ourselves, we unlock our connection to the universe. We become the inner guru, the wise creator manifesting a reality that reflects our highest intentions. And with this awareness, we're ready to step forward, creating a life of purpose, clarity, and connection.